All right, you know him from 6:30 WPRO. His show is every weekday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Filled in today for Buddy, and he just cruised on over here. Matt Allen.
I'll give him hell. We all live in hell, don't we? Tax hell! Tax hell! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start off, first of all, I guess the honor of being the last guy up. Sorry I was late, but I have a job. Oh, maybe I can join a union. I can get the afternoon off. First of all, I just want to start off by saying I want to thank former State Representative John Lawson, who's actually filling in for me as filling in for Buddy right now. He is going to be deployed.
He is?
He's active.
He wanted me to let everybody know about this.
He's a helicopter
Seeing you after the meeting, I guess, at Re-Rock gathering there. Those of you who are not going to go see Atlas Shrugged Part 1. State Representative John Laughlin just wanted me to announce to you he actually has volunteered. He was asked that he's going to be, actually Lieutenant Colonel John Laughlin is going to be serving in Iraq beginning in June all the way to December, working for the Iraqi Defense Ministry as an expert to teach the Iraqi people how to interact with their new government. So, I know that, I mean, if you think about what his opponents from the congressional race is doing,
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, I speak on all of your behalf. I'm sure we all wish him Godspeed.
Yeah.
God bless him and his family. Thank him for, once again, his service to our country. So that's, you know, I always am in awe of you. Whenever I come to a Tea Party rally, it's so special to me because it's an event where so many patriots are gathered to come before us and really use their God-given rights to express their frustrations and their worries to their government. And I know that when I look out at all of you, you understand that we live in very serious times. We, as a people, are at a crossroads in both our state and our nation.
How many people do you think are here?
You understand this?
12.
When I look out at this crowd, I see a group of productive human beings who live the American way of life every day. And you know that way of life is in danger. You know, a lot of us want to come to a rally like this, and some of you even for the first time showed up here this past week to fight for the future. So the president always says he wants to win the future. You come here to fight for the future, to maintain the very values that you were born and raised with. You're here to make sure that we still, and in the future, will have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, sometimes when I come out to speak to a crowd like yours, isn't very often, but I look for inspiration in strange places. Last year when I spoke to you, it was actually a comic picture my brother had drawn for me. You know, and I've had this word in my head all week with the battle of the budget, what's going on at the State House, and that word is citizenship. All week long, citizenship going around in my head. So I said, you know what? I'm going to look up the definition. You have no idea how your perspective on what a word means can change when you look up what it really is defined as. So I have here that the actual definition, or one of the definitions of citizen from Webster's dictionary is a citizen is defined as an inhabitant of a city or town, especially one entitled to the rights and privileges of a free man. Like the sound of that?
Yeah!
Can I hear the free men and women in this crowd, please. The rights and privileges of a free man. They also define freedom, by the way, as the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in choice or action. I like that even more. How about you? But what I found the most interesting of both these is that they're intertwined. Citizenship and freedom are part of the same whole. They're part of the same thing. They are intertwined together. Some of you, like I said, learned this fact firsthand. How many people here showed up with the business owners this past week and made their voices heard in front of the House Finance Committee? Raise your hands, clap if you were part of one of the crowds the first time. Some of you learned that. You learned that you can address your government and you can beat back something like this egregious attack on people's productivity that Governor Chafee proposed. But some of you have never been to a committee meeting, maybe you've never been to the State House, you've never seen how this whole thing works. And I will tell you that that battle, just as you heard Lisa Blades say a few minutes ago, was a preliminary one. Do not be hoodwinked into thinking that they will not use Governor Chafee's exorbitant tax increase to justify a smaller one on you in the middle of the night in June when they're passing this budget.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then go to Switzerland.
I warn you that the win is temporary. I implore you to understand that the battle goes on. I'm here to inform you that in a truly free nation, the battle never stops. It never stops, ever. I believe that one of the greatest lessons that my generation of Americans has to learn is that we can no longer check out from the responsibilities of citizenship. For a long time, we've all done it. You get complacent, you get busy, you go to work, you have a family, you go on vacation, you're living the dream. And in the vacuum that you leave, that your voice leaves, other forces come in. They lay more of a claim to your wealth. They lay more of a claim to your freedom. And they do it behind your back because you're not paying attention. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand and internalize the fact that if we're not the ones making the decisions about our lives, someone else will.
I think he's shot from a war or whatever.
I often think of the old story of Benjamin Franklin back in 1887, excuse me. After the Constitutional Convention, he walked by a crowd, and a woman yelled out and said, "Mr. Franklin, what kind of government have you given us?" And what did he say? "A republic, madam, if you can hold on to it." That's right. He knew what some of us have forgotten, that citizenship in a nation like ours is a form of responsibility. It's an obligation. And if you don't take that obligation to heart, and if you don't take that obligation and make it part of your life, as much as a part of your life is breathing, then look around. This is what can happen to your country. The days of American autopilot citizenship are over, ladies and gentlemen. We'd all rather be doing something else in this beautiful afternoon, right? You'd all rather be living your lives, doing something to forward your own family, spending time with them. And I'll tell you, others have used our apathy against us, and now is the time to look in the mirror and turn to ourselves to rectify our mistakes. It's only through the adoption and the holding on to our basic values, values like life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, God, family, country, self-reliance, self-responsibility, community involvement, all these different things. When you rely and breathe these values back into yourselves and to your family, only then will we be able to take the reins back and run our country the way we want it to be run. President Obama, as I said, he always says he wants to win the future. I want to start a revival.
Yeah.
A revival of American citizenship. I want a rebirth of ownership. The ownership to those of us who live the American way in our everyday lives and now need to stand up and defend it. That's why we're here today. That's why we need to be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So I want you to leave here with one mission in your head. I want you to become a better, more engaged citizen. I want you, your reps and your senators in this place, to know your name, know your face, and look and roll their eyes when they see you coming.
I do that already!
I want you to go out in the world. I want you to teach your friends, your family, and your children all those values that have made America what it is, the values of God, family, country, freedom, self-reliance. I want you to be the spark that caused the fire. Can you be the spark that caused the fire? If we choose to grab the reins of this runaway horse of state and federal spending, we fight back the tide of dependency that is threatening to drown us all, then we'll have a legacy, we'll have a nation, and we'll have all those things to hand off to the ones that come after us. Then we will have fulfilled our obligation as citizens and ensure that the ones that come after us are citizens and not subjects. Thank you.